This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? Visit GoCurrency.com. And by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at LibertyFirstCU.com.
Well, it may be hard to believe, but we are only a few hours away from it being December 1st, which is crazy to think about. And so, no, this is not a mirage. This is basketball season. And the way that we are starting it off tonight is a classic. It's Howells Dodge and Pierce, a battle that we've seen the past 10 years now to open up the season. Kaylin Devin and Lou Siefker here with you courtside in Howells, Nebraska.
Yeah, both these programs are good at just about any sport, and certainly basketball. This should be an interesting one. You've got both teams that missed the state tournament last year, but both teams that feel like they have some talent. For Howells Dodge, you lost Fiala and Dvorak, your top scorers from a year ago, so they have to have some young players step up and fill those roles this year. For Pierce, they only have one senior on their whole team, but a good, strong junior class that I think they're going to count on.
Right, both teams lost a few key players, are looking to really take that next step here in this next season. We'll start with Howells Dodge, a very young core right now, and it starts with one of their taller centers, and that is Kennedy Traynor, just a sophomore.
Yeah, just a sophomore, averaged 6.5 points a game and over 5 rebounds a game. That ties for the top scorer coming back and is the leading rebounder coming back. So she would be one of those young players we talked about that they're going to want her to step in that role and fill those shoes and play big. I think she's certainly capable of that.
And the Blue Jays happened to lose Morgan Moeller, which was a big loss, but it was essentially their only loss. Skylar Schulting returns, who averaged 12.1 points per game last season and an all-around great player.
Yeah, a good scorer. You mentioned 12 points a game. I think she's going to be better. You say Schulting, you think a lot of points, right? Well, Skylar Schulting is one of those players. It's going to be big for Pierce this season.
Howells Dodge and Pierce, the matchup is coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
Pre-game show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
We're here at Faith Regional and ready to talk about sudden infant death syndrome. Let's learn what it is and what you can do to prevent it. Suzanne Rutten, the nurse manager for Women's and Children's at Faith Regional Health Services, joins me now. Suzanne, our topic today is sudden infant death syndrome. What is that?
Sudden infant death syndrome is the sudden death of a child, usually under the age of 1, and it happens for unknown reasons. There's no clear diagnosis or definition of why the baby passed away.
How prominent is SIDS? How many people does this affect?
It affects approximately 3,400 people nationally, and so it affects way more people than what we would like it to affect.
And you're working on prevention. How do you work on that? How can this be prevented?
We work on educating our parents. There's 3 basic things that we really emphasize with our moms and babies while they're here. Making sure that the baby's always sleeping on their back, that there's nothing but baby in the bassinet, no stuffed animals, no pillows, no extra blankets, anything to that effect. And then if they do want to swaddle the baby, we encourage them to use the swaddlers or a tight swaddle with a wrap.
What educational information do you share? You talked about that a little bit, but what are some of the specifics that you share, and how do you go about sharing that with parents?
Right. We have a couple programs that we work with. We offer education in our Parents Plus program, which is a program that we do with our parents before they come in to actual deliver. That way they can absorb the information before they're really busy with the baby and a little bit on the sleep deprived. We offer the ABCs of Safe Sleep. We have a brochure that we send home with them. We're part of the Safe Sleep Coalition for the state of Nebraska, and so there's things that we have to do with education to meet that qualification. So,
Suzanne, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
It's not about the hours. It's not about the acres. It's about the legacy, passed from one generation to the next. At Madison County Bank, we see your farming operation as a legacy, as a successful business, as a crucial part of the world's well-being. For over 130 years, Madison County Bank has stood beside farmers and ranchers in Northeast Nebraska. We have been and always will be here to help you grow. Madison County Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Pre-game show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
Well, the beautiful gym in Howells, Nebraska, as a great matchup right before our eyes. Howells Dodge and Pierce ready to open up the season on News Channel Nebraska. And thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Kalen Devin. I'm joined by Lou Seifker, and we are ready for a fun battle. But first, let's take you to our school spotlight. It's brought to you by Currency. If you need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items, Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com today. Howells Dodge, they have two different towns in the middle. Obviously, you have Howells, 561 people in Howells. They are part of Dodge County, or excuse me, Colfax County. And then Dodge, you have 612 people in Dodge, and they, of course, are in Dodge County. While Pierce, they are the Blue Jays, 1,700 people in the town of Pierce, and obviously they're in Pierce County, Lou.
Man, you're good. Oh, you know all that stuff, man.
Well, I'm so excited for this battle, and we'll talk about our starting lineups as they are about to get announced. But first, Lou, let's kind of talk about these teams from a year ago to what we kind of expect for today. Well, let's start with the visitors in the Pierce Blue Jays. Had a great season a year ago, finished 15-12, started off really strong, 11-2 to open up the year, but down that stretch, lost 8 out of their last 12.
Yeah, didn't perform well down the stretch, and I think you've got a lot of players with a lot of experience. Even though it's a junior class, you have a lot of players coming back. I think that will help. It certainly. You've got it was Darren, Coach Darren for years, Coach Darren Sindelar. Now it's Coach Darren Suckstorf, who's a fantastic coach, whether it be football or girls basketball. But it takes a little time to get used to your new coach and new ways, new ideas. We'll see how long it takes Pierce to kind of settle into that. But I think they've got a good group of players that, despite not having many seniors that have played a lot of basketball, I don't think it's going to be too long before this Pierce team is playing at a pretty high level.
Right, you lose one Darren to get another Darren.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that as we continue our game tonight as the Pierce starting lineups. Number 0, Hadley Rogge. Number 4, Emily Endorf. Number 10, Abby Cohn. Number 12, Madeline Hansen. And number 24, Skylar Schulting. Now for the Jaguars from Howells Dodge, last year had a little bit of a up and down season. 13-12 was the district runner-up as they fell to Humphrey St. Francis in that district final. Lost a couple key leading scorers, but with their starters here today, looking to make a big step toward this season.
Yeah, I think they're more of an unknown right now. I think you've got some good players, but you've got to step into those leadership roles. We'll see, if these girls can do that. And but more of a work in progress. I think Pierce a little bit more experience, even though not as maybe as old. We'll see how Howells Dodge fills into those leadership roles. Maybe not even tonight, maybe later on this season, but certainly a start tonight.
We'll take a break. Matchup coming up next on NCN.
We offer a full spectrum for eye rejuvenation. It's an old saying that the eyes are the windows to the soul. Well, they're also the part of a body that most people are looking at most of the time. So eye rejuvenation really consists of working on the part of your bodies that really you show the most. Eye rejuvenation can be functional, so it can improve vision, and it can also be cosmetic and improve appearance. Functionally, people really benefit from increasing their visual fields. So if you feel that usually happens with your upper eyelids, if your upper eyelids are affecting your vision, removing that excess skin from your upper eyelids can help that quite a bit. Same thing with your brows. If your eyebrows are dropping over time, that can affect your vision as well. Most people on average, if you look at plastic surgery studies, they feel that having eye rejuvenation surgery just from a cosmetic point of view can take 5 to 7 years off of your age of your face.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
The Howells Dodge Jaguars, and you can see the Jag breaking through the wall in Howells. Natalie Pieper, Jade Beyer, Taylor Steffensmeyer, and Jordan Rotzloff and Kennedy Trainer, your starters for the Jags on News Channel Nebraska, as the tip-off is won by the Pierce Blue Jays. Kaylin Debin and Lou Siefker with you tonight in Howells. Beautiful gym and a beautiful arena as this season is officially underway. Their first shot of the season is no good. There's Schulting down there with the rebound. And going up with a nice move, and Kennedy Trainer picks up the foul as Hadley Rogge tried to take it to the rack.
Pierce already with an offensive rebound, being aggressive, attacking the basket there, and gets the foul, gets a couple free throws to Hadley Rogge.
First free throw of the season. It's the first point of the season for the Pierce Blue Jays as Rogge puts it through.
That's an awesome thing. It's basketball season.
It's just crazy to think about. Both of them good for Hadley Rogge. We talked a little bit, Lou, about Pierce, how they have a brand new head coach, not brand new to coaching, as Darren Sucksdorf coached at Lutheran High Northeast, both football and basketball. Took the Pierce head coaching job in football, and his first year last year got to the state semifinals, and now coaching basketball. And on the other side of that, you've got Howells Dodge head coach Scott Polacek, who is not new to coaching. He's been around. This is 32nd year.
Yeah, he's very experienced, obviously. Both really good coaches. One guy's been here a long time. The other guy has been a coach a long time, but at a school for the first time. And again, it just takes a little bit of time to get used to what that coach wants out of you as opposed to what you're used to from the other coach. But I don't think it's going to be, I think it'll be pretty seamless overall here for this Pierce team.
Jordan Rotzloff puts through the free throw, and it's 2-1 Pierce with the early lead. Rotzloff is one of those key players for the Jaguars who Coach Polacek really wants to step up this season. We've talked about Howells Dodge losing a couple key players, as this is a tough shot fading to the right. It's no good. Rebound pulled down by the Jags as Natalie Pieper came up with it, and she has the basketball now to Trainer at the top of the box. Looking to go inside, and that pass is picked off. Abby Cohn comes away with it. Blue Jays on the other end. Hanson. Going back to Hanson on the top of the key, tipped away. And Endorf is there to pick it up. Very curious to see how both teams try to attack each other.
Both teams playing man-to-man defense. Right now it looks like they're just kind of feeling things out, trying to assess what the other defense is doing.
Kick back out to the top of the key. Well, Pearson and Howells Dodge, they've been playing each other the first game of the season for now over 10 years. So you know it's basketball season when Pierce and Howells Dodge link up in the gym. Tough shot, no good. And the Jags pick up the rebound. Jade Byer passes all the way up the court, and it's stolen away again. Rogge comes away with it. Now looking down the court. Tough shot off is no good. Looked really good. Couldn't quite put it down. Abby Cohn. Jaguars trying to slow it down.
Pierce being pretty aggressive offensively, but not making shots right now.
There's Trainer, her first bucket. The first field goal of the game.
Good position down low there by Trainer. And it was a nice entry pass, made that bucket very easy for Trainer.
We talked about Trainer just being a sophomore. And she played off the bench last season for the Jaguars, averaged 6.4 points per game, and almost 6 rebounds per game. And that's off the bench. Offensive foul, and we'll change hands.
Yeah, you like that now, right as Trainer sits down. You like to have that sort of production coming off the bench. And now Trainer is a starter. They'll be much more expected as a starter, but it was a good start for the starter with that a good catch there in that low post.
Trying to kick it back out, and it's poked away. Ball was tipped, so no over and back. It will stay with the Jaguars. Here's Wroclaw. Looking to drive inside, kicks it out, corner. Howells Dodge finding a lane, puts up a tough roller, and it goes for Jordan Wroclaw.
That's an excellent drive by Wroclaw. Just a motion offense there from Howells Dodge, but they're able to get to the bucket.
Off the glass, and that one is good. Right back for Pierce. It's Abby Cohn.
Right back at you. Pierce gets the ball in the lane. Cohn makes him pay.
Looked at the three-pointer, trying to go inside. Instead, just rims off the glass. And a travel on the Blue Jays. Natalie Pieper got her hand in there defensively. Forces a travel and gets the ball back to Howells Dodge.
One thing to watch, especially in an early game, is turnovers. And who has those extra possessions? Yeah, that's definitely a walk, extra steps there.
Quick three-pointer off the pass, no good. Rebound pulled down by Pieper. Another three ball, that time no good either. And this time it's Pierce's Rogge pulls down the rebound. And a foul goes against the Jaguars. It's Jordan Wroclaw picking that one up. That is her first foul. 3:52 to play in the first quarter. Low scoring, 5-4. We wouldn't have it any other way. Especially early on in the season. This pass was trying to go to Schulting. Schulting wasn't quite there yet. Play hadn't quite developed as this pass gets away.
Both teams with 3 turnovers here early in the ball game. Last year, this game went to Pierce, 42-24. That game played in Pierce. I think this game's going to be pretty close.
Out of the last 11 times these two have played, and that's 11 straight years, Pierce has won 9 of them. Howells Dodge has had some pretty good teams. Well, Pierce, in the opener, has come away more often than not. Last win for Howells Dodge was a 2-point win back in 2017. And here's a foul on the Blue Jays. It's Hadley Rogge. Already Rogge's second foul, so she will come out of the game. Coming in for her is Nora Herian.
Both these teams have a bit of an aggressive mindset. It's who handles the basketball better. Now you're going to see Pierce in a zone, mixing up defenses early against the Jaguars.
Going inside, there's a foul. Jade Byer working in defense on the defense, and will get her shot at the free throw line.
You know, there's basically 2 ways to beat a zone. One way is to shoot out of it, shoot over the top of it, and chase him out. The other is to be able to get inside that zone and be able to, especially off the dribble. And Byer did exactly that, got inside, got a good look, and ends up at the free throw line.
Free throw good from Byer, and another one coming. Last year, Byer averaged 5.5 points a game, 3 rebounds, knocks down both free throws. She's one of the starters that returns for Howells Dodge. Blue Jays down by a triple. Under 3 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Here's Skylar Schulting. Hasn't scored yet, and we will expect that to change. Three-pointer, that's no good off the side of the rim. Rebound pulled down by Brakacic. And she's fouled on the baseline. And we're getting close to the new foul rule. Actually, I think we just got there. So the new foul rule in high school basketball across the nation, there's no more 1-and-1. It goes by quarters now. So if a team reaches 5 fouls in a quarter, it's an automatic 2-shot foul. At the end of each quarter, it resets.
Okay, Caitlin, I'm going to sound like an old fogey because I am an old fogey. Maybe there's a good idea behind that rule. I don't know. I mean, rule changes are rule changes. I guess we'll get used to it. It's different for sure.
Both free throws no good. You're going to miss saying the front end of the 1-and-1. You don't get to say that anymore. The 1-and-1, it just always seems like it's a fun way to spice up the game of basketball.
And it puts emphasis on free throw shooting, which I think is a good thing.
Right. You don't get guaranteed 2 shots with a 1-and-1. You really have to test your skills. Going inside, that pass is caught. Tipped it back out to Schulting. Free ball was no good. 7-4.
She stepped on the end line. Is that what they were calling?
She did, yes.
Okay.
Which gives the possession right back to Howells Dodge, and Pieper with the basketball. Another returning scorer and returning starter from Howells Dodge. One of the players that Polacek really needs to step up this season. What he was talking about when we spoke to him. Pass out back to the top of the key. Now back to the corner. You kind of mentioned it, Lou. Both teams really trying to find that offense. We've seen some turnovers each way. Been pretty even.
Yeah, certainly it's first game of the year, and it's got some new faces in new places.
Nice pass into the corner. Open three-pointer. That's good. Rattles in for Jordan Rotzloff.
That was outstanding ball movement that time by the Jaguars.
Shot to answer back, no good. Rebound chased after and picked back up by Pierce. Ava Knox was able to secure it. Just over 50 seconds left in the first quarter. It's a 6-point lead for Howells Dodge on the baseline. Nice move going up with it. That shot just over the rim. Rebounded by Howells Dodge.
Good post defense. Made her fade away. Made that shot very difficult.
Rotzloff on the way inside. Gets tied up with the jump ball. Possession arrow with the Jaguars, so they'll keep possession. Two teams in just a historic matchup. Howells Dodge, and Howells and Dodge and Pierce.
Yeah. 3
towns, so they're just so successful.
Howells has had a lot of success before they were Howells Dodge in basketball.
Schulting thought she would go coast to coast. Instead, it's a 3 off back iron. No good. Rebound grabbed by Peyton Becker. Down to 15 seconds. To the right side, Steffens Meyer. Now to the corner to Trainer. 4 seconds left in the quarter. Inside,
hurry.
Back out, 3-pointer. Pieper, that is blocked. Good defense by Skylar Schulting, not allowing a potential buzzer beater 3 at the end of the first quarter. We've reached that point. It is Howells Dodge 10, Pierce 4, with more basketball second quarter coming up on NCN.
Fall harvest means long hours for you and your equipment. You both need a fuel that can handle the pressure. So use Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster Premium Diesel from Farmer's Pride for more power, better fuel economy, faster starts, and special additives to help reduce downtime. What's more, when you do business with Farmers Pride, you'll notice a personal touch that goes beyond the expected. Farmers Pride, in the field, on your farm, in your community.
One three-pointer today has been made, and it was Jordan Rotzloff. She's already got 6 points, has a 3-ball, another field goal, and a free throw. 1 of 2 from the free throw line. As a middle of the 2 different non-conference battle, opening season game between Pierce and Howells Dodge. You've got the East Husker Conference with Howells Dodge and the Mid-States Conference with Pierce. 2 tremendous athletic conferences.
Yeah, really good at basketball, too. So many good basketball programs.
Wide open underneath. Pass is perfect, and the bucket goes for Abby Cohn. She's got 4.
Well, that's what you want to do. You want to work for a high percentage look. That was exactly a high percentage look right around the basket.
Looking for a screen. Back to Pieper at the top of the key. Open shooter on the right wing, and that falls for Howells Dodge. It's Byer.
Yeah, Pierce trying to trap out high and got burned, left Byer open and made him pay there with the 3-point shot.
Howells Dodge looking really strong to open this game up. Inside for Schulting. Looking to get it back out. It's tipped away and stolen by the Jags.
Schulting was not able to gather that pass. Otherwise, she would have had an easy bucket.
Rotzloff to Byer, and that pass is picked off. It's Endorf going to the rack and misses the bunny. Had a tremendous look at it, couldn't quite knock it down.
Yeah, those come back to haunt you sometimes. Good steal, but the turnover ends up with no points on the other end.
A foul on Madeline Hansen. 6:46 to play in the first half. Howells Dodge looking to pass it into to Jade Byer. Now Pieper. Jaguars last year went 13-12. And this pass almost stolen again. It's another Pierce foul. They've been caught in foul trouble early. Actually, that one does go against Howells Dodge. That's against Kennedy Trainer.
That turns into a turnover, 5th turnover for Howells Dodge. Pierce also has 5 turnovers. There's Coach Darren.
Coach Darren.
That's Coach Darren Suxdorf, yeah, instead of Sindelar.
And Sindelar was a great head coach for girls basketball, won 3 titles.
Yeah, those were some of the most fun games I've ever covered at the state tournament with those Pierce teams. They were usually just like a 6-7 seed and managed to win 3 straight state championships, finished 3rd the next year. So they were there 4 years in a row. Those were some fun teams to cover.
You talk about Darren Suxdorf. The job that he did at Lutheran High Northeast was very, very good. Had great teams in both football and girls basketball. And he comes to Pierce and takes over not only one state champion winning head coach in Mark Bramer in football, but another one in Darren Sindelar.
Yeah.
And that we think 7 state titles between the 2 coaches.
They say never follow a legend. He follows 2.
Pass underneath to Schulting. Looking to kick it back out. Here's Endorf. Howells Dodge just kind of shifted into that zone defense, and a foul called against Jordan Rotzloff. Our broadcast today is brought to you by United Healthcare, where small towns matter. It is the first free throw attempt of the day for the Blue Jays. Actually, the second time at the line for Hadley Rogge.
Rogge did a really good job moving without the basketball. That's kind of the Pierce offense. They get the motion offense and a lot of movement away from the basketball. And that's certainly I think fits this team well with their athletic ability.
Rogge is perfect from the line, 4 for 4.
Gotta love good free throw shooters, don't you?
It's one of the most important parts of the game, and any coach will tell you that.
Yep.
In the corner, Wroclaw to Byer and a Pieper. Back to Byer. Jaguars looking for a little bit of an opening. Trying to cut inside that Pierce defense, which is exactly what Wroclaw does. Just can't quite finish at the rim. Blue Jays trying to hurry down the other end, and now slowing it down a tad. Still haven't seen any scoring yet from Skylar Schulting. Playing more of a post position.
Want to get her involved, but you don't want to force it. You try to have the game come to her. For Pierce right now, you're down 5, but a lot of time to go. You just work your offense, try to get some good shots, and continue to be aggressive. I think both teams have had that aggressive mindset, trying to get the ball in the paint, trying to get good looks.
To the baseline, ball is tipped and poked away. Pierce coming back up with it. Great hustle. Hadley Rogge to hop back on that basketball. It's a jump ball. And so it switches back to Howells Dodge.
You like the hustle there. Both players on the floor. Rogge ends up with the basketball first there, but a tie-up, and now Jaguar basketball.
About halfway through the second quarter, pass was looking to go to the inside, had an open Brakacic down there. Instead, Pierce comes away with it. Schulting gets it to Rogge, who puts up the floater on the baseline and puts it in.
Good start there for Rogge.
And the Blue Jays are chipping away 13-10. We're at the halfway point of the second quarter on NCN.
The Heart and Vascular team at Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute has spent the last 22 years focused on providing the highest level of heart care possible. With over 24,000 patients seen in the last 2 years alone, we know cardiac care by heart. Today, we offer the most advanced practices and technology to patients in 11 local communities, ensuring easier access to cardiology services. With specialists focusing on heart failure, vascular diseases, thoracic surgery, abnormal heart rhythms, and general cardiology, you can count on our heart experts to collaborate to provide you with the best care possible. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute, keeping a pulse on the hearts of Nebraska for over 2 decades, is the faith difference.
Back to the action, and a three-pointer knocked down by Howells Dodge. Natalie Pieper puts it in, and the timeout from Scott Palachik working to perfection.
Well, first of all, on the defensive end for Pierce, we'll see the three-pointer by Pieper out of that left side corner on the wing there. I mean, that was good ball movement. Pierce trying to trap, and Howells Dodge has been able to exploit that and get some good looks from perimeter. That one gets knocked down by Pieper, and then on the other end, Pierce goes right inside to Abby Cohn there for a really good look. She gets fouled and now at the free throw line.
Cohn's free throw, no good, has another one. And that time knocks it through. Cohn and Rogge, the only 2 scorers for Pierce tonight. It's a 5-point game. This one poked away. Blue Jays are doing a great job reading passing lanes and a travel on Pierce, but still, the passing lanes, Pierce is doing a great job.
Yeah, I like the aggressive style. Love defenses that pressure because that just makes things really difficult for the offense. And they're pressuring out high, which means that you're starting your offensive set, about 35 feet from the basket, and that makes it very difficult to find good shots.
Top of the key is Trainer. It goes back to Natalie Pieper.
When you have to start so far away from the basket, it just seems like forever when you run that set, and sometimes you just run out of options. You end up turning the basketball over against that sort of pressure.
Blue Jays are keeping the pedal on the gas with the pressure. Driving in, here's Byer. Floats it, no good. Rebounded by Cone. Quickly inside. That's a nice shot that gets the friendly roll. It's another one for Hadley Rogge. She's got 8.
Rogge having a great game, and there's no question what Pierce is trying to do. They're trying to get the ball inside into that low post, and they're doing it pretty well here in the second quarter.
There's the head fake. Now gets it to Rotzloff into Byer. Move it around quickly. Pierce trying to come away with another turnover, and they might have. It's a jump ball. Possession, Pierce.
Yeah, for the Jaguars, that's turnover number 9 now. 8 for Pierce.
And there's Scott Palachuk talking about the Jaguars before the season. Some of the expectations after coming off a 13-12 year and losing 2 of your leading scorers. He said, I expect us to be one of the top 10 teams in D2 and looking to make the state tournament. However, you look at Howells Dodge schedule, a lot of tough teams. 10 ranked teams out of their 22 games. That's almost 50%. Plus, you got number 1 Howells Dodge, who's right there. Or excuse me, number 1 Wynot, who's in in their district.
Yeah, Wynot's really, really good. Another turnover there by the Jaguars.
Out of bounds and goes right back to Howells Dodge. That time you saw Skylar Schulting playing a little bit more of the on-ball guard. She'd kind of been starting this game in the paint. We'll see if she stays there or maybe will come out more, because a lot of her scoring comes whenever she is playing a more guard-forward position.
Yeah, I think she's probably more comfortable on the wing. Another turnover here, steal by Pierce.
Here's Schulting going up the court, bounce pass, nice pass, up and no good. No foul called either, pulled down by the Jags. Trying to get it to Claudia Riggert. Open in the corner, it's Byer, puts it in. Jade Byer, her second 3 of the quarter.
Yeah, Byer's a good shooter. That's somebody that the Jaguars need to continue to look for against that pressure D.
Off the glass, no good. And a blocking foul on Howells Dodge will send Skylar Schulting to the line for the first time.
Watch this three-pointer again. Kalen, pressure. They're trying to trap out high. That left Byer wide open in the corner, and she made that one no problem.
Already 4 threes made for Howells Dodge. It's a game they like to play, that 3-ball, and they did it really, really well with Blair Fiala. Fiala is actually the school record holder in three-point percentage and threes in a season.
Yeah, it's kind of a difference in styles right now. Pierce trying to get the ball inside, trying to play physically in the paint. Now he got a lane violation, so another opportunity here for Schulting. But Howells Dodge they're working around the perimeter, getting some three-pointers. What a rebound.
What a rebound. Nora Hurrian with the board and the putback.
Yeah, Hurrian did a great job there. Just went up and got that one.
35 seconds to play in the quarter. Wide open is Byer underneath. Gets blocked from behind. Rebound pulled down by the Jags. No good. Ripped away. And it's a jump ball. Will stay with Howells Dodge. Fight for the basketball.
A lot of action there. Had a chance there. That was a pretty good pass. Shot no good there, and then the miss.
I thought Ava Noyd had a chance off the rebound. She's in the paint right now, working on Nora Hurrian. Down to 15 to play in the half. Close game, 3-point game, 19-16. Down to 8. Howells Dodge wants the last shot. Pass back out, tough shot. Byer, no! Oh, goodness, that looked good. as Jade Beyer was falling back, put up a ridiculous circus shot. It does not go. But the Jaguars still holding that lead 19-16 as we've reached halftime in Howells, Nebraska on News Channel Nebraska. Stick around because we have your halftime stats and analysis, and the third quarter will be coming up shortly. This is News Channel Nebraska.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Borgman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
I was given a prescription opioid pain medication that lasted a lot longer than the pain itself. And within only a few months, I was completely addicted. I lost everything, and I started to watch my life slip away. These drugs are addictive. One prescription can be all it takes to lose everything.
You may think your home was built on solid ground, but chances are it's not. Drought, excess moisture, and soil compaction can all cause your home's foundation to sink, leading to problems throughout your house. The good news is your home's foundation problems can be fixed permanently, so you and your family can rest easy, because foundation problems won't get better with time, but they will get better with us.
Call Thrasher Foundation Repair today for your free estimate.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Bank of the Valley. Together we go further. And by Bo's West Sports Bar and Grill. The place to be after the game is Bo's West Sports Bar and Grill in Columbus.
Really good game at the break. Howells Dodge and Pierce. It is Jaguars 19, Blue Jays 16. Thanks for joining us on NCN. Kaylin Devitt and Lou Siefker with you today. And our friends at United Healthcare want to tell you about the future of Nebraska. I'm not talking about Lou Siefker. You're no longer the future, Lou. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
I'm not either, though. It's okay.
I think I'm long in the past, actually.
Well, what was your time in college like?
My time in college?
Yeah.
Boy, that was a long time ago. It was during the Reagan administration, if that tells you anything.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. I'm an old guy.
Well, college is something that every high school student should have the opportunity to try and go to further their education. And we have a really cool way, thanks to our friends at United Healthcare, called the Future of Nebraska. It is a scholarship that you could apply for. We're giving out five $5,000 scholarships that will be awarded to high school students. And the really cool thing is it's not just based on GPA and SAT or ACT, so we're good there.
Thank goodness, yeah.
But more on community and school leadership, volunteer efforts, philanthropy, extracurriculars, and so much more. You can always go and apply at newschannelnebraska.com. However, the cycle for this year's deadline, it's tomorrow. So if you're a procrastinator like me, it's the perfect time for you to go and fill this out. If you have a high school senior looking to go to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, go and apply at newschannelnebraska.com.
I heard it was senior, and I thought that meant me, but they meant high school senior.
Yeah, not
gotcha,
senior citizen.
Okay.
High school senior. Go to newschannelnebraska.com and apply. Deadline is tomorrow. However, we can always have you apply and be ready for next year's cycle if you would like your chance to win that scholarship. Let's take a look at our halftime highlights. Three-pointer here from Howells Dodge was able to knock it down, and that was Jordan Rotzloff. Jags were able to knock down 4 3-pointers in that first half. You had Rotzloff putting one down, as well as Natalie Pieper, and Jade Beyer was able to knock down 2 3-pointers. Here's a nice floater off the baseline. Hadley Rogge had 8 points in that first half. Really good performance from Hadley Rogge. There's that 3 from Natalie Pieper. Her only points, her only bucket of the game so far. Plenty more opportunities coming up for her. Then inside again, here's Hadley Rogge. Really nice job working in on Kennedy Traynor. A little bit of a size mismatch, but doing a nice job there. And Jade Beyer looking for another 3, and she's got it. Beyer almost hit one at the end of the second half buzzer. That would have been one heck of a shot if that could fall.
Yeah, that would have been a big one. I think, both teams, as I mentioned before, there's different styles here. Howells Dodge really working that perimeter and finding some open 3-pointers. And if you can make 3-pointers, if you can make it at a high level, certainly that's one more point than a 2-pointer, right? So you're going to be a tough team offensively. But I like Pierce as well on that their offensive end. They're trying to use a little bit of a size advantage maybe and get the ball inside and get some fouls drawn and get some looks in the paint. So you've got different styles here. Both teams being aggressive in their own styles against the other team's defense. And I think it's going to come down here in the second half to turnovers and who's taking care of the basketball. That's going to be big. 11 turnovers in that first half for Howells Dodge, 9 for Pierce. I think that turnovers will be key here in the second half.
And here we are ready for the second half. Kaylin Devin and Lou Siefker, thank you so much for joining us in the first half of basketball. 19-16, Howells Dodge with the early 3-point lead. Howells Dodge hasn't won in 5 years against Pierce to open up the season. That could change. We'll see what happens next, third quarter.
You never know.
Heading your way on NCN.
Regional, we offer a full spectrum for eye rejuvenation. It's an old saying that the eyes are the windows to the soul. Well, they're also the part of a body that most people are looking at most of the time. So eye rejuvenation really consists of working on the part of your bodies that really you show the most. Eye rejuvenation can be functional, so we can improve vision, and it can also be cosmetic and improve appearance. Functionally, people really benefit from increasing their visual fields. So if you feel that usually happens with your upper eyelids, if your upper eyelids are affecting your vision, removing that excess skin from your upper eyelids can help that quite a bit. Same thing with your brows. If your eyebrows are dropping over time, that can affect your vision as well. Most people on average, if you look at plastic surgery studies, they feel that having eye rejuvenation surgery just from a cosmetic point of view can take 5 to 7 years off of your age of your face.
NCN Sports is brought to you by the Pierce Chamber of Commerce. Join the Pierce Chamber for the Downtown Christmas Festival tomorrow and Saturday. And by Tom's Service. Get fueled up for your Blue Jays at Tom's on Main Street.
Your ultimate hangout spot, Bo's West in Columbus, where big flavors and good times unite. Sink your teeth into our famous juicy burgers, mouth-watering wings, and enjoy our diverse menu options while playing Keno and pickle cards. Check out our beer garden, complete with refreshing adult slushies, ice cream, and Capri Suns. And for those with a thirst for more, our fully stocked liquor store is just around the corner. Why limit your happiness when you can enjoy it all day at Bo's West in Columbus? Because when it comes to good times, we're the heart of it all.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Borgman Construction. They get the work done with their own crew, never outsourcing the job. Voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health. Affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Well, it's been a great game so far. Howells, Dodge, and Pierce. A classic season opening matchup between the Jaguars and the Blue Jays. Kaylin Devin, Lou Siefker here with you as we're about a minute away from the opening of the third quarter.
See, this is unfair. You got to quit putting me with these young, good-looking guys like this. I mean, I'm already old and ugly. I don't need these good-looking guys here next to me. Now, this second half should be fun. I think this game's going to come down to the wire. As I mentioned before, I think turnovers are going to be big. Difference in styles. Can Howells Dodge continue to make three-pointers? or can Pierce kind of take control of the game in the paint? Those are things to look for here in the second half.
And also, you talk about the beginning of the season. Each team has different players who might step up in different situations of the game. Right now, for Pierce, you have Hadley Rocky with 8 points, and for Howells Dodge, Jade Beyer, who's knocked down 2 3-pointers. Which player will step up and help make that difference?
Right. Which different player, different faces in different places is what I call it. When you start a new year, you've got players that some players shy away from a leadership role or shy away from being the go-to player. Other players are kind of waiting their turn, waiting to step into that role. We'll see if either team has players that really step into the limelight here in the second half.
And honestly, it's one of my favorite parts about sports because you really get to see who is that player that can step up into a new role, become that new leader, and find their rhythm throughout this season. And it all starts in game number 1. This pass poked away. Pierce is able to keep it in. Good hustle by Skylar Schulting. Trying to come inside, picks up that pass, and puts up a shot. Good. Skylar Schulting, her first field goal. It's a 1-point game.
That's a mistake defensively by the Jaguars. Kind of fell asleep, allowed Schulting to get right in the middle of that lane and catch the basketball. That's a bad thing if you're the Jaguars. Very good thing if you like the Pierce Blue Jays.
Yeah, she was waving her arms, found the opening, able to catch that pass and put it right in. Howells Dodge basketball. It's Pieper. Now back to Jade Beyer. Looking for Trainer, kicking it back out. Howells Dodge, you talk about the 3-point game. Haven't really had a lot of opportunities to get it to Trainer in the paint. That ball poked out, and it will stay with the Jaguars.
I think you see Pierce defensively is pretty confident that they want to guard that 3-point line. I don't know that they fear the inside game right now of the Jaguars. Certainly the Jaguars can shoot very well from the perimeter, so probably a pretty smart move to really guard that 3-point line.
Steffensmeyer gets it to Beyer. Puts on a spin move and gets a screen. Nice pass into Trainer, who puts it in.
Well, there you go. That certainly helps your 3-point game if you have an inside threat. Trainer with a nice catch. We saw that in the very first play of the game, and catches that in the lane and finishes.
Schulting gets blocked from the side, chased after her own rebound, and instead picks up a foul. That was great defense. Skylar Schulting really had no idea there was a defender coming in on her.
They get the block, and now trying to extend this lead, which is 3, which is what it was at halftime.
Jaguars basketball. Trainer has it at the top of the key. And there's another Blue Jay foul, already 2 in the first 2 minutes of the third quarter.
I think if you're Howells Dodge, you continue to kind of do that. Take the basketball toward the basket. Pierce playing very aggressively defensively. You try to use that against them a little bit if you're aggressive on the offensive end off of the dribble.
Looking inside, nice catch, great pass, puts it in. Another one for Howells Dodge. Jordan Rotzlaff, she's got 8.
That was a tremendous cut by Rotzlaff. Fake coming out and went back door, and a good pass for the finish there for Rotzlaff.
Inside, that's a tough shot, and fouled. Abby Cohn will go to the free throw line.
We just barely got done talking about Howells Dodge looking to make threes. They've gotten a couple really good plays in the paint. And that, in the long run, will help your 3-point game because it forces the defense to really guard in that lane.
First free throw from Cohn is no good. She's been to the line once tonight already. Now 1 for 3. Has a chance to not up her percentage at 50%, which she does. 4-point lead for Howells Dodge. This pass picked off. Great defense, Ava Knox, who gets fouled on her way to the rack.
Knox like a cornerback out there. Read that pass, picked it off nicely.
Well, it seems like a lot of the Blue Jays defenders have been kind of playing like DBs, defensive backs out there in football. We know that football season just ended, and we're making that transition into basketball season. You can't help but make that comparison, and it's all finished off by Ava Knox. She had the interception pass and gets the bucket.
Yeah, that was another really good cut, that time by Knox of Pierce. Got the ball inside and finishes with a lay-in.
Just a 2-point game as Pierce is trying to rally their way back into this one. Another stolen pass and fouled. Schulting was there. And a little slow to get up is Jade Byer. Byer will take a seat on the... No, she'll stay in. And now takes a seat on the bench.
Got that left leg kind of... like there's a brace on that left leg, and hopefully she didn't re-aggravate anything there. You're going to step off the court here and try to loosen that leg up. Might have got kneed. We talked about at halftime there just moments ago, talked about turnovers. A couple of turnovers early here for Howells Dodge.
Inside shot blocked. Good defense. Brakacic three-pointer. That's no good. Brakacic with the board. Under 5 to play in the third quarter. Here's Becker. Just a 2-point lead as Ratzloff with the ball. There's Pierce again. In the passing lanes at all times. Ratzloff catches back up to it in the corner, trapped, and gets rid of it. Blue Jay defense is swarming. Pierce loves to pride themselves on defense. Trainer, nice move inside, and this sophomore, Kennedy Trader, she's got 6 points.
They're trying to get the ball to Trainer. They're running her off the high post. They have not been able to get it inside, but that was a really nice move there in that low post for Trainer for the finish.
And a jump ball. That switches possession right back to Howells Dodge.
Well, just when Pierce gets very close, Howells Dodge able to keep them at arm's length.
Officially under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. And that time another jump ball. We'll switch it right back to Pierce.
On a game like this, you got to be very strong with the basketball officials, allowing them to play, which is honestly, the kind of the style you like the game officiated. You don't like a lot of ticky-tack fouls, so they're allowing some physicality, so you got to be very strong with the basketball.
Looking inside, that pass is stolen away again. It's Trainer. 25-21, Howells Dodge with the lead, and timeout called by Scott Polacek and the Jaguars. 4-point lead for the Jags with 3:36 to play in the third quarter. We continue coming up on NCN.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom's Service. Get fueled up for the Blue Jays at Tom's on Main Street. Pierce Dental Office, ready to help you improve those Blue Jay smiles. And by White Repair in Hayter, providing auto service and repair for all vehicles. Call for an appointment today.
As the Jaguars checking out of this timeout, there's a nice picture of what you get to see when you're running court to court.
Is that Jaguars or is it Jaguars?
Jaguars. Jaguars.
You used to drive a Jaguar, didn't you?
Never.
Never? I thought that V12 was yours in the parking lot.
I'm not cool enough for that. 3:34 to play in the third quarter. It's a 4-point Howells Dodge lead. 25-21. They've led the entire game. But Pierce is trying to climb on back. It's been close the entire time. This pass stolen away again. Blue Jays come up with another turnover. Coming inside is Schulting, who puts it in. Lays it off the glass.
Now, players like Schulting are going to get their points. That time in transition, off the steal. And if you're not getting a lot of looks on the offensive end, you find other ways to score, and doing it in transition there is Schulting.
This another jump ball. It will stay with the Jaguars, but Pierce is really making good use of the turnovers and quick points in transition.
And that's big. The turnovers, not only the number of turnovers, but how many times you score off the turnovers are always big. And you like players like Schulting that get out and run there in that open floor off the steal and get easy buckets.
At the top of the key, it's Pieper. Almost lost the basketball. Down low, Trainer got it, and a foul.
Well, that's something Howells Dodge can do. Again, Pierce very aggressive at that three-point line. And if the Jaguars can get that one-on-one situation down there in that low block in the paint, they certainly have opportunities to score. A Trainer, we talked about her. She's obviously very good there down low.
That free throw no good, but it's been a big quarter for Kennedy Trainer. She's got 6 points this quarter, 8 points in the game. And Howells Dodge leading 27-23. Here's a three from Pierce. That's no good. Still looking for their first three of the game. As Knox tried to pick off that pass as well. Couldn't do it. 2:32 to play in the third.
Now so far, Howells Dodge doing a good job on the boards, leading 16-13.
That pass is tipped, and it will stay with Howells Dodge. So no turnover that time from the Jaguars. Howells Dodge plays in D2. Pierce plays in C1. Both teams could be very good for their respective classes this year.
That's where it gets you sometimes. With the Howells Dodge boys are D1, the girls are D2.
Nice move inside. Prokopchik got the tough shot. Zigzagged her way into the hoop.
Riley Prokopchik there. That was an outstanding move to the basket.
Howells Dodge comes back with the basketball. Open on the left wing. Now to the right. Prokopchik trying to get another three, and she does! First three of the game for Kylie Prokopchik. She's got 5 in the quarter, 5 straight points for number 0. And another Howells Dodge 3-ball. Jaguars lead by 9. Timeout called by the Pierce Blue Jays with 1:42 to play in the third quarter.
Drive with purpose and arrive in style when you purchase your next vehicle at Woodhouse Chevy. With advanced capabilities and safety features, the Chevy lineup puts you in a position to upgrade your ride and keep moving with confidence. Choose from a variety of models equipped with a spacious, detail-focused interior and distinctively modern exterior. Purchasing your next vehicle at Woodhouse Chevy is an easy choice. Shop our current offers and inventory today and find new roads, in-store or online with Woodhouse Chevy.
Howells Dodge, a very good program athletically. Not only Howells Dodge the consolidation, but both Howells and Dodge, who were actually rivals at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Howells was class D1 state champ in 2011, runner-up in 2012. And then Howells Dodge was champions in C2 in 2017, runner-up in 2016 in D1. So they've been kind of all over the place in the different classes, but successful everywhere they've been.
Right, you talked about that 2017 state title. That was the last time that Howells Dodge has been able to beat Pierce. But right now holding a 9-point lead with 1:29 to play. Jaguars have led the entire game, which is a testament against a good Class C1 team in Pierce.
Yeah, they've held them off, and now thanks especially to Kylie Brkacek there with 5 straight points, they've been able to extend the lead.
We talk about Brkacek, a freshman, her first game in a Howells Dodge varsity uniform. Has 5 points in this quarter, and big ones. There's Raggi, doesn't quite get the roll. Brkacek comes up with the rebound.
That was a good look. Pierce got a shot that they liked, just did not go in.
Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Ratzloff chases that ball down. Here's Brkacek back toward the rim, kicks it out again. Inside, open again. Brkacek another 3. Wow. Got it again. This freshman can play some basketball.
You better find number 0 out there. That is, she's had a great end of this quarter. My goodness, 8 points. 8 straight points, I should say.
30 seconds to play in the third quarter. It's a 12-point Howells Dodge lead. This game has been tight the entire way. But right now the Jags trying to pull away. Blue Jays have something to say about it. Here's Schulting, and she does. Skylar Schulting answers back with a 3.
That's a big shot there. Now a timeout. I believe Pierce called that timeout. But that's a big shot for Pierce.
6 seconds to play in the third quarter. Huge three-pointer from Skylar Schulting, who let it go from the top of the key. And that's where you want her to play more of that scoring position, from the top of the key, from the wings. Really where she's some of her best offensive position and scoring ability comes from.
And her ability to shoot the basketball there from 3, you just saw it. That's certainly a way for Pierce to get back in this game. Down 9, a whole quarter to play. Pierce can't panic and start rushing shots or taking bad shots. But you find good shots like you just saw there with Schulting. You got a chance to edge your way back in this.
Schulting had 1 point in the entire first half of basketball, and she has got 7 in this third quarter. Bounce pass, Brkacek with 1 second, has to put it up. Got it off in time, it's no good. Jade Beyer couldn't quite put it in, and it's 35-26, a 9-point lead for Howells Dodge as we head to the fourth quarter of our season opening contest on News Channel Nebraska.
Experience what banking local feels like. Bank of the Valley is owned and managed by the people within our community. This means our decisions are made right here by people who care about you and the communities we serve. Knowing our customers personally helps our experienced team provide the best solutions as your banking needs and goals change. Stop into our newest branch in Schuyler, Nebraska, or visit any of our other bank locations in person or online. Bank of the Valley. Together, we go further.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
One more quarter of basketball, and here is the freshman Kylie Brkacek, who exploded in that third quarter with 8 straight points. Pierce gets the basketball now after a turnover, looking down low, blocked by Trader.
You had 2 Pierce players and one Howells Dodge player all hanging on to the basketball, call it jump ball. That's what it's like at my house with the last cupcake. Everybody's grabbing it.
Who usually wins it?
Well, I'd like to say me, but my wife might get mad.
Shot no good off the inbound pass. Howells Dodge comes away with it again. Here's Becker. Now to Beyer. Looking inside for Trainer. One-handed. Stolen away by Cone.
Good steal. Now can you get in transition?
Can't do it that time. Offensive board. Back up and in for Raggi. She's got 10.
Yeah, Raggi did a good job running before that time. Got in position to get that missed rebound and get a putback. That's a big bucket for Pierce.
35-28. Byer in the corner. Three from the left wing. It's good! The three-point show from Howells Dodge continues, this time Peyton Becker.
That's a good shooting basketball team. You shoot this well on November 30th, you got a chance to be an outstanding shooting team come February.
10-point lead for Howells Dodge off the glass, no good by Schulting. Fought for the rebound and another jump ball. Stay tuned for our coach's post-game interview. It's brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. 38-28, 7 made three-pointers for Howells Dodge this game, and that's really been the difference.
Yeah, they've shot well from the perimeter here tonight.
That's tipped away and almost stolen. Now it is stolen. Pierce comes up with it. Fouled hard by Jordan Ratzloff.
Well, I think that, for one thing, the three-point shooting has kind of staved off some turnover problems that Howells Dodge has had here. That's the seventh turnover in the second half to only 2 for Pierce. That's for Pierce, you want to maximize these possessions, especially when you're getting some extra ones off of those turnovers.
And now you talk about fouls as well. I know we just started the fourth quarter. That's a nice cut inside. Who else but Hadley Rogge?
Yeah, I think Rogge's going to be a good player for Pierce. That was a nice step through for the bucket.
That pass just thrown away. Goes right back to the Blue Jays. Turnovers have really been an issue for Howells Dodge. However, it really hasn't hurt them too bad yet.
Yeah, not yet. It's an 8-point lead right now, but you keep turning it over. You're giving Pierce chances to come back.
38-30, 6 minutes to play in the game. From the right wing, now into the corner. Looking inside quickly, it's Rogge again. Finds an opening for Schulting, puts up the three. Can't knock it down. But this is kind of where you want to start looking at the fouls. Both teams with one foul in this quarter. Remember, there is no bonus that carries over from the halves. It is per quarter, 5 fouls. It's 2 shots.
New rules, we'll see how that affects the game.
Almost stolen away again. Pierce is all over the basketball defensively. Get it to Ratzloff. Now to Brukacic, top of the key for Pieper. Playing a little bit of keep away right now. 5.5 to play for Howells Dodge with the ball. They've led the entire game. Open Pieper, still swinging it around. Looks like a 3-ball taken, no good off back iron. Poked away, and this time picked up by Pierce. Here's Endorf. Stops and gets it back out to Rogge. Goes up and traveled. Hadley Rogge might have had a look in front of the rim, but took that extra step to the outside, and that's where she traveled.
Yeah, that was, but you like the aggressiveness. You like her willingness to take the ball to the basket. Did take that extra step, but I think you're going to live with a few mistakes like that when you have the type of aggressive play that she brings for the Pierce Blue Jays.
Well, if you are Coach Suckstorf, you really want the Blue Jays to put some more pressure on the Jaguar offense. There's a nice defensive play by Rogge picking up the block, and another Blue Jay travel.
The Blue Jays helping out the Jaguars now a little bit. For Howells Dodge, you're up 8. You certainly can't take the air out of the basketball, but I think you're getting to that point where you can be fairly selective. You don't want quick shots here. You want to work the basketball and find a quality shot within your offense.
Looking for the pick and roll, now kicking it back out. Here's a 3-ball, that's good! Byer, her third 3 of the game, and she has 11.
Boy, that feels like a dagger there. That's 11 now.
Inside, quick shot, Cone. Comes right back and makes it single digits.
Well, Pierce did what you have to do in that situation. You just gave up a 3. You go down, try to beat them down the floor and get a high percentage look. He did exactly that, and a quick bucket as well.
Blue Jays have 1 3-pointer in the game, and it's from Skylar Schulting. While Howells Dodge has 8 3-pointers. That's been the big difference. 8 threes for the Jaguars, 1 for the Blue Jays, and it's a 9-point game.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, 3 points are. There's a reason that that 3-point line is out there, and coaches, you got some shooters. I mean, you want to exploit that, and there you go. Nothing but net that time by Retzloff from downtown.
Retzloff with 11 points, and she has the basketball now. Going inside, puts up the tough shot, and gets fouled from behind.
Well, I think one thing that we said about Howells Dodge was really both teams are work in progress. Everybody is at this stage of the game. But I like what this team could certainly be. They shoot the ball well from the perimeter, but you've got players like Retzloff, no fear, taking the ball into the paint and draws the foul. Now knocks down the free throw.
That's what you have to do in clutch situations. We know that lots of games can come down to the wire. A second free throw, no good. Pierce knows what it is like to be in close games. Lost some big single-digit games last year after dropping 8 of their last 12. After an 11-2 start for the Blue Jays a year ago. 10-point game. Howells Dodge with the ball with 3:15 to play. Blue Jays are really going to need some help defensively to create some turnovers.
You're going to have to gamble a little bit now. I think if your Pierce come out and they already play aggressive defense, but you want to try to gamble maybe on some passes, try to get it deep into that passing lane, try to get a steal and a transition opportunity.
That's kind of where the lack of the 1-and-1 exists, because now it's a guaranteed 2 shot. Yep. There's no more 1-and-1 opportunities. And here is a foul right away from Skylar Schulting. Fouls Retzloff.
And
one more.
Little exception to that foul, but cooler heads have prevailed.
One more foul will put the Jaguars into the bonus.
Which again is 2 shots. No more 1-and-1.
Will the Blue Jays intentionally foul? Not yet. Looking for the turnover. And this time, timeout called by Scott Palachek, and Howells Dodge with 2:37 to play in the game. Jags leading by 10. Blue Jays needing a miracle to wrap this one up on News Channel Nebraska. Final 2:37 coming up next.
Storefronts, pop-up shops, food trucks, and digital retail. The way we do business is ever-changing, and so are we. Madison County Bank's business lending team is constantly evolving to support and provide new information to our business and commercial customers. We understand that your business is truly unique. We are ready to find the business banking services that fit your needs best. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Borgman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
Jaguars have played a great game from the first opening tip to the last 2:37 that has been so far. Jaguars have led the entire way, and right now holding a 10-point lead over Pierce. It would be Howells Dodge first win over Pierce back since 2017. Can they hold on? They've got the basketball now. Blue Jays tip it out of bounds right away as Rocky comes back in for Pierce.
Now Pierce going to pick up probably full court. Right now they're clear out at the timeline in the man-to-man. And again, going to try to gamble. Offensive foul called.
Wow.
On the other side of the court.
Wastes no clock and gives the ball back to Pierce. So now this is where, if you're Pierce, And head coach Darren Sucksdorf, you got to find some offense now.
You have to maximize possessions. You can't turn it over. You have to score pretty much on every possession. And then you're going to have to try to continue to turn the Jaguars over.
Here's Endorf trying to find an opening, picks it up. Cross-court pass to Cone. Back to Endorf. Picked up her leg and traveled. That is a third travel in this quarter for Pierce.
No, that's certainly not what you need if you're Pierce. You can't turn the basketball over this late in the game, down 10.
Here's Pieper.
I think the message from Scott Palachek for his team is to be strong with the basketball.
Shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Pierce. Rogge comes away with it. Now Schulting. Back up the court to Hansen. Stops back to Schulting. Open on the wing. 3-point, no good. Just rattled out. Down to under 2 minutes left. It's still a 10-point Howells Dodge lead. Jags get rid of it. Open in the corner is Pieper. Back to Becker. And there's an intentional foul from Madeline Hansen, and that will put the Jags back to the free throw line.
Now, for clarification, yes, it was an intentional foul, but it wasn't a flagrant foul or anything where you would get free throws and the basketball.
No.
It's just everybody knows you're trying to foul.
Free throw good.
I got a good freshman here, does Howells Dodge.
Kylie Brokachuk had a big third quarter with 8 points, 2 threes in that quarter. It goes 1 for 2 at the line here. It's an 11-point game. Schulting going right to the rack, fouled. And Skylar Schulting takes her turn at the free throw line.
Well, it's a smart play by Schulting. At this point, you want to score. You want to try to score with the clock stopped. There, you take the ball right at the defender and force Trainer to commit the foul. They certainly got to make free throws and set up full court pressure.
Free throw good for Skylar Schulting. She's got 9 points. Looking for number 10. Misses there. Ball poked up in the air. Pierce has a chance back at it. Schulting for 3. Good! Ava Knox. And Pierce makes the best out of a bad situation off the missed free throw. 43-36. Here's another foul.
Get that offensive rebound. As Madeline Hansen got that offensive rebound and kept that play alive, ends up in a three-pointer.
Huge shot by Knox.
And there's the Knox downtown three-pointer. Gives Pierce some hope. Still down 7.
This free throw short.
And there you go. There's the 1-and-1. It would have likely been Pierce basketball. Still have to make the second one.
Retzloff misses both free throws. Pierce trying to stay alive. Into the corner. Here's Hansen looking underneath for Rogge. Back out to Schulting. 3. No good off back iron. One-handed rebound pulled down by Howells Dodge. Now running away from the defense, and Hansen picks up the foul. Got the misses at the line. Schulting was open for 3 and couldn't finish it off.
Now Pierce got the shot they wanted, and that one just didn't fall for Schulting. And the rebound now, free throws. If you can make some free throws here, it's going to be awful tough for Pierce.
Another miss at the line. It's been a tough fourth quarter from the free throw line for Jordan Retzloff. 1 for 5 from the charity stripe in the fourth. Makes it 1 for 6. The woes from the line continue. Pierce still has a chance. Schulting goes right to the rack and gets fouled. Pierce is not done.
Well, that's why you play to the final buzzer. Pierce not giving up. And some turnovers, some missed free throws have allowed Pierce a chance. That's an excellent job again by Schulting to draw the foul, get the clock stopped, and now have a chance to score from the free throw line.
Free throw good for Schulting. Remember, this was once an 11-point Howells Dodge lead. It's down to 6 with 53 seconds to play. Still a lot of work to be done. But another chance at the line. The last time Schulting missed, it was rebounded by Pierce and put back up for another shot.
Certainly you got to block out here if you're Howells Dodge. I think if you're Pierce.
Another offensive rebound for Pierce. Kicks it out. Here's Schulting. Makes a sidestep. Jumper. Good. Another one for Skylar Schulting. Pierce has no quit. 43-39 with 45.8 to play.
Wow.
As Howells Dodge will get the ball out of this timeout, but Pierce staying alive. Schulting has had 4 free throws in this fourth quarter. She's made 2, missed 2, and off of both misses, Pierce has gotten the rebound and put up another shot.
Yeah, great job with the offensive rebounding. And a good job there by Knox to get that offensive rebound, and that leads to the three-pointer. So a couple things there. First of all, get that offensive rebound, right? Get that offensive rebound, kick it out to your shooter, and then make the shot. Now if you're Pierce, 45.8 seconds, the way Howells Dodge has shot free throws here lately, I think the pressures right now is on the Jaguars. I think if you don't get a steal, you foul right away and force Howells Dodge to make free throws. Because I think right now the pressure's on their shoulders, even though they're up 4.
Two for 8 from the line in the fourth quarter for Howells Dodge. With 41 seconds now, there's a travel on Howells Dodge. No foul, had the travel before the contact.
Well, Jaguars did a good job breaking the pressure and then travel at the foul line. That's a lot of time left for Pierce. You got to get a good shot here, though.
Here's Schulting now to Rogge. 32 seconds. Schulting gets a great screen from Hansen. Bounce pass on the baseline, and Knox was out of bounds.
Well, still 28.3 to play. If you're Pierce, I think you got to foul right away. If you don't get that steal, you've got to foul right away.
Ball on the court, picked up and fouled by Madeline Hansen.
Yeah, did what you had to do. Hansen did what you have to do there. Try to get that steal. Doesn't get the steal. You've got your opponent there right at the foul line. You pressure her. Now the foul was called on Hansen, but that's a good job. Get that clock stopped and force the Jaguars to do something they haven't been able to do lately, and that's make free throws.
And these are Natalie Pieper's first free throws. Makes the first one. Big time for your first free throw to go in.
Yeah. Yeah, Pieper says, no problem. I'll handle this.
It's a 5-point lead for Howells Dodge with 25.9 to play. Another free throw would make it a 6-point game. And it does. Pierce essentially needs a 3. Here's a 3 from Knox. That's no good. Offensive board. Back up off the glass. No good. Trainer with the rebound. And time almost winding down to 7 seconds. And it looked like it was going to be a scare. But Howells Dodge can come away with a victory here as Jordan Retzloff is back at the line trying to finish strong.
Yeah, that's great job by Pierce to come back and make it a game. I think even though they're not going to win the game now, I think it's something to build on for Pierce. You've got to clean some things up, obviously, but I think the fact that you showed some real fight in this ball game, you did not go away. Turnover, that's going to effectively end the ball game, but I think Pierce has a lot to be pleased with. Both these teams, you've got some things that you look back in this game and you'd like to do better, and Howells Dodge is going to get the victory.
And for the first time since November 30th, 2017, a nice 6 years ago, Howells Dodge has beaten Pierce. 47-39 your final score. Make sure you stick around for our post-game interviews, stats and analysis, top plays, and more. It's all coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
Building innovation, creating opportunity. That's the Superior way. Superior Industries of Columbus is a key player in forming the world's infrastructure. Their innovative equipment is used to build roads, hospitals, utilities, and other fundamental systems. But it's their culture that encourages bold ideas, creating new opportunities for people like you. And they want you on their team. Visit workatsuperior.com to learn more about opportunities available. Positions that include weekly pay, complete benefits package, on-the-spot bonuses for exceptional work, and a fun working atmosphere. Working with the most advanced equipment and technology you can find. Join the Superior team today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Bank of the Valley. Together we go further. And by Bo's West Sports Bar and Grill. The place to be after the game is Bo's West Sports Bar and Grill in Columbus.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping, star-studded evenings, and award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Boardman Construction. They get the work done with their own crew, never outsourcing the job. Voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health. Affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Partnering your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us. Supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
A great finish as Howells Dodge beats Pierce for the first time since 2017, 47-39. We'll send it on down to Lou Siefker. He's standing by with head coach of the Jaguars, Scott Polacek, and our player of the game.
Well, thanks a lot, Kalen. Well, Howells Dodge, they get the first victory of the season. They defeat Pierce here tonight, 47-39. Joined now by head coach Scott Polacek. Coach, I guess you could say you survived that one. It was you had a bit of a big lead, and Pierce chipped away. You guys had some turnovers, some missed free throws. What's your overall takeaway that first ball game?
Well, those games where the lead kind of evaporates, that's why some of these are gray and some of these aren't here anymore. But, you know, you do it enough time, you're going to be a little bald and a little gray. We put some young people on the court, and we asked them to do some things that they weren't really ready for yet. But our older group did a nice job. You know, we have a lot of letter winners coming back. I think they were just solid enough to get us that lead, and then yeah, we survived. That's all you got to do. We found a way to win.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You talk about kind of new faces in new places. You lost your top scorers, and players have to step up and do different things than they did last year. How do you think that went the first ball game?
I'm actually I'm happy the way we filled a few roles. Kennedy Trainer did a good job in the paint for us, anchoring that. And she was last year too. And but really, I got to give Pierce a lot of credit. They threw a bunch of different defenses at us, including one that we used to run back when we were just before we were Howells Dodge. And I had to kind of bring back how other teams used to break that against us. And then, we lost our mind a couple times, but then after we kind of figured it out, we got it done. So.
Well, it sure seemed like the three-point shooting was the difference of that ball game. I think you guys made 7 or 8 more than they did. Was that kind of the game plan going in, was to exploit that perimeter, or was that kind of just the product of how things played out?
I coach the post in practice. I would like the post to touch it a little bit more, but that's also, it's what you got to take what they give you. And so they were giving us a few more outside shots, and even some of the young girls knocked them down. So it was good. That's what you got to do.
Well, you talked about young players making big plays. Bracek there in that third quarter had like 8 straight points. So is that something exciting for you to have a freshman to play like that in meaningful minutes?
We just had a conversation with her in practice that, if you play this game timid, there's no point of playing it, And so tonight she was just like, kind of like a wild man, and that's what you got to do. It's just a game. You have to play it fun.
Well, absolutely. Well, it was a fun one tonight, Coach. Congratulations on a big win. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, that's Scott Palachuk, our winning head coach. Now we're going to talk to Jordan Retzloff. I want to make sure I got your name right since you're the star player. Jordan, talk a little bit about that. How it seemed like you guys you got off to the big start here, and you had the lead the whole game. Pierce kept chipping away, but you were able to stave them off. How were you able to do that?
You just got to play calm. If you play calm, stuff goes to plan. So, and with all, like Mr. P said, with all the youngins on the court, if you just can't play scared, you got to come out there and act like you own the court.
Well, I think you own this one, don't you? You're one of the older players now. You're one of the old ladies on the team, right? So what's it like being the leader now this year and leading some of those young players?
It's fun. Like, people look up to me, and I think that's a really good feeling. So coming out of last year, losing that district final, it really put a fire in all of us older people. So.
Yeah, you old people. 13 points tonight. That's a pretty big game. We were talking about free throws before we went on the air. You missed a couple, but you made the last 2 that really kind of put that game away. Talk about that mentality when the game's on the line like that and you step up to the free throw line.
You just got to think it's any other game, any other score. Think it's the beginning of the game. If you don't think about the score, you can make stuff easy peasy.
So what do you think about how this team played tonight? It's your work in progress. It's game number 1. It's November 30th. Are you pleased the way that your team played?
I was. I think we could cut down on a few of the turnovers, but I think we played really well.
Well, you got the win, Jordan. Congratulations on the victory and being our player of the game.
Thank you.
That's Jordan Retzloff, our player of the game. Caitlin, let's send it back to you.
Thanks, Lewin. A great game from Jordan Retzloff with 14 points to finish things off. Let's take it out to our top plays. Brought to you by Elkhorn Valley Bank for all your banking needs. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust. There is a difference. Howells Dodge is the host of this battle. Howells Dodge and Pierce. Kind of the telltale sign that it's the beginning of the season. The Jags and the Blue Jays have played for the past 10 years to open up this season of basketball and high school hoops. And how about that three-pointer to open it up from our player of the game, Jordan Retzloff. Knocked it through. It's 13-8 at this point. The lead goes to Howells Dodge, but another great player, Hadley Ruggie, had a great game today. Finished with 12 points for Pearson. Put up the nice floater there. Coming right back with a three-pointer. It's another one for Howells Dodge. Able to knock it down was Natalie Pieper. Her first points of the game with that three ball. And Ruggie again, a nice step-through bucket right inside the teeth of the defense. Getting it back to Retzloff. She gets the catch on the inbound pass and puts it in. Howells Dodge maintains their lead. Jaguars led the entire game. Never once let up the lead, even though Pierce had a chance to come back there in the end of it. We'll talk about that as we get there, as Skylar Schulting with a nice move up and under in the lay-in. There's Trainer who puts it in off the inside, and a great game for Howells Dodge. Pierce really made a run on the inside, to try to come back in this one. But the three-pointers kept on falling for Jordan Retzlaff, for Kylie Prokachik, for Jade Beyer, and the entire Jaguars team. Final score 47-39. Howells Dodge gets the win over Pierce. Well, thank you so much for joining us on News Channel Nebraska for our first game of the doubleheader. We've got Pierce and Howells Dodge boys. That's coming up next on NCN. Don't go anywhere.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom's Service. Get fueled up for the Blue Jays at Tom's on Main Street. Pierce Dental Office, ready to help you improve those Blue Jay smiles. And by White Repair in Hayter, providing auto service and repair for all vehicles. Call for an appointment today.
Regional, we offer a full spectrum for eye rejuvenation. It's an old saying that the eyes are the windows to the soul. Well, they're also the part of a body that most people are looking at most of the time. So eye rejuvenation really consists of working on the part of your bodies that really you show the most. Eye rejuvenation can be functional, so we can improve vision, and it can also be cosmetic and improve appearance. Functionally, people really benefit from increasing their visual fields. So if you feel that usually happens with your upper eyelids, if your upper eyelids are affecting your vision, removing that excess skin from your upper eyelids can help that quite a bit. Same thing with your brows. If your eyebrows are dropping over time, that can affect your vision as well. Most people on average, if you look at plastic surgery studies, they feel that having eye rejuvenation surgery just from a cosmetic point of view can take 5 to 7 years off of your age of your face.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by the Pierce Chamber of Commerce. Join the Pierce Chamber for the Downtown Christmas Festival tomorrow and Saturday. And by Tom's Service. Get fueled up for your Blue Jays at Tom's on Main Street.
We now join